Hello and welcome to Left Coast Live. It is Tuesday, February 17th. I am your host, Deter McBusiness, America's favorite white Anglo-Saxon Protestant, gone left coastal. Joined as always by the one and only Stat Pat, stateless patriot of the Central Valley. We are California lefties coming to you with commentary about national politics as well as state politics. But national politics is the name of the game today. My goodness, Stat Pat.
Mm,
We have got a lot to discuss. So we're going to finish up today's episodes
yeah.
brainstorming about my upcoming essays, which have to do with the narcissism, ignorance, and hypocrisy of the establishment left, as well
Yes.
as the differences between liberal and progressive. Because I think, and I think most of you watching this agree, that if more people knew what the differences between liberal and progressive were, that dichotomy would have much stronger meaning in our culture and society, and more people would define themselves as progressive as rather than liberal. Because my thesis,
Hmm.
and Stat Pat, you tell me if you agree, and then we'll get into your thoughts of the day. But
Of
my
course.
thesis is that there is no liberal anymore, not in the traditional sense. Bill Clinton killed it in the 90s,
Yeah.
and it was replaced by neoliberalism. So,
Yes.
Stat Pat, what's on you? You agree with that, and what's on your mind?
Yeah, and we obviously covered it in our reaction to your newest video essay over on your channel, and I honestly couldn't agree more. Like neoliberalism is the order of the day when it comes to the modern democratic establishment, and what that means is more kowtowing to capitalism at the expense of the working class, tweaks around the edges, capitulations mostly to benefit corporations and consolidate corporate power, basically protect corporate power in general. I mean, I've heard it said before, but it's worth saying. Like Clinton was a more effective Reagan. Like
Yeah,
he got done what Reagan couldn't, and it was the start of that capitulation of liberals to the rights. Whereas the me and you both agree, the real play, the smarter play is to go back to the FDR style of politics that made the Democratic Party so successful in the middle of the 20th century. Now, we're kind of seeing we're still seeing the remnants of the Bill Clinton neoliberal school of thought today, and it's very unfortunate to see, but that can be deconstructed this way, that way, and the other in a multitude of different ways.
well, the fact is that people don't know what the actual ideological breakdown of the Democratic Party is,
Oh no kidding.
because they have so many progressives going in and out of that party on a daily basis, because there's no consistency to the Democratic Party's long-term vision for the country.
Exactly.
There's just overlapping contradictory messages about how, if you work hard enough, you can get rich and the Democratic Party is going to help you. That's the neoliberal message. Whereas the progressive, big change, FDR
Abundance.
style message is that we're going to give you what the basic needs so you can live a happy life, even if you don't care about making $25 million. Like, not everybody
Yes.
cares about becoming a millionaire. So
Exactly.
the contradiction of the Democratic Party's image versus its existence and what it has actually served, the interest that it has served over the last 32 years, is as stark as any B high school student can go out and read on their own and figure out how we got here. That's the whole premise of my show. Is I'm not giving you any insight that you wouldn't be able to find on your own. It's that I have spent a lifetime thinking about these problems, obsessing over the unfairness that
Yeah.
defines America's economy. It's just not fair. And
Hmm.
if you get people to start there, that it not being fair, and then you get them into a place of like, well, it used to be a lot more fair than it was. We were on a
Yeah.
trajectory for things becoming way more equitable. And
Hmm.
we fell off it.
Yeah, and it's almost it is by design. for a multitude of reasons. But today I was just thinking just how absurd it is that our nation operates the way it does, especially in terms of the electoral system overall. Like, take for example, the fact that our country was founded, with you got the House, you got the Senate, and of course the executive branch. The fact that the Senate is made up of only two senators from each state, and there's 50 states, obviously, and yet Wyoming only has a population of like 500,000. They get two senators. Meanwhile,
Right.
California, with their 39 million people in there, they only get two senators as well. It's an entirely lopsided system
Yes.
that inherently benefits the Republicans. Like,
Yes.
and there's no getting around that. It's entirely unfair, like you said, and that's putting aside the financial system, capitalism in general, and how everything is centered around catering to the millionaire and billionaire class.
Um, so AOC was in Berlin showing off her foreign policy chops or lack thereof. This might
Mhm.
be a little bit of a source of disagreement between the two of us. I'm glad we
We'll
got
see.
some new viewers. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. If you're new to
Yes,
the
thank you
channel,
guys.
please check me out. Please check StatPat out. Check out my essays if you haven't already. That's the work I'm most proud of. But today we're talking about recent events and AOC clearly
Hmm.
signaling that she is interested in being more than just a House of Reps for the Bronx and parts of Queens. Isn't
I
that her
believe
district?
so. Yeah,
Or is
yeah,
it Brooklyn and
exactly.
parts of Queens? I can't remember.
I
But we're,
believe mostly the Bronx.
yeah.
I know
So
at least that for sure.
what was your estimate? So I took a look at both conservative and liberal, I guess neoliberal coverage of her visits, and I thought that the conservatives, of course, targeted her comments on foreign policy, which was she was just way out of her league, in my opinion. And then the domestic policy stuff seemed to be celebrated by a lot on the left.
No, of course. I mean, if there's a lot, there's definitely a lot to unpack with this, and I was thinking like maybe we can just react to the entire speech. I don't think it's pretty long. We can just go through it and just pick it apart, because
Well,
there's
it's like an
no.
hour and a half.
Oh, really? She
Yeah, I watched the
she
whole
was
thing.
talking.
Yeah,
She was
that's why
talking for an
that's
hour
why
and
I'm
a half.
so. She did one sit down for an hour and a half. I think she did another couple sit downs for other periods of time. But yeah, no,
Okay.
she got a lot of exposure, and
Okay.
I think she was overexposed. But go ahead.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we can do like maybe a highlight reel or some shit like that. But I have seen enough to where if when it comes down to it, if she is going to make some sort of run for a higher office, um, she would need to be a lot more concise on her positions and policy ideals. Because I mean, you go to Munich, you're there to discuss the future and your set of ideals and how your position as a representative of the people um, can be utilized to put your positions forward, put your ideals forward. And I think she did good for the most part, but if she was to run for a higher office, I think she should hire Mom Donnie's team because already like there's just an onslaught of people just mocking her and just dragging her because like she says a lot or makes a few flubs and gaffes and shit, and it's just like, so fucking what? I would rather her be a lot more careful with her words than just filling the fucking room with hot air a million miles a second saying nothing, you know. um
Yeah, but she looked, but you can't deny that she looked really overwhelmed and underprepared.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it's yeah, new setting
She
and
was not prepped well for those appearances.
sure.
She was not fully equipped with the knowledge necessary to talk about those issues intelligently.
Right.
And she
Yeah.
doesn't want to take a hard line. And I think she was prepped
Of course. Yeah.
probably by the
And neither.
Democratic Party establishment.
Well, and neither should she take a hard line on certain things anyway, because like for one, she's just one representative out of 430 something in the House right now, and it's even if she had an opinion on these things, it doesn't really mean that much if she's not running any sort of campaign right now. It's just it doesn't make much sense to give like a solid concrete answer, especially one that satisfies the establishment in some way or another, because obviously the United States loves to saber rattle. They love to be very um, militarily hawkish. Like, for example, the Taiwan thing. There's not actually a doctrine that we have that says we need to get militarily involved,
Right.
like in case Taiwan gets invaded by China. Like, there's nothing that says that we are obligated to send our military over there and protect them, basically. So like this idea that like because she's not an interventionist. She's not going to be like, oh yeah, no, obviously, like there's going to be nuances to this shit in every situation. Um, it's just that one situation alone. Taiwan could like unfold in a variety of different ways. You never know until it's actually happening what the best way forward is handling something like that to begin with. So I think i- and to wrap a bow on this, I think when it comes to AOC, or I mean any progressive Democrats in general, they are held under a microscope, so to speak, by a lot, like basically the entire political spectrum for one reason or another, and they will like I've noticed this with people on the right and people of the left and even more liberal Democrat types. They will pick anything to latch onto, tear it apart, and basically use that to dismiss her entire er, dismiss her entirely, and it's just unfair. Like, she's not perfect, but I think a lot of the reactions broadly are overall too harsh. I thought she did decently from what I saw. She gave decent answers. I really liked what she said about Mark Carney's speech, and we might actually be living in a pre-rules based society, and there's still uh, room for that to manifest itself, because obviously post World War II Nuremberg trials, international law continues to be violated, and a lot of people took that as globalism, or um, the U.S. sticking its business where it doesn't belong. It's like, no, like the world is built on alliances, and if you have strong alliances, strong trade partnerships, military partnerships, whatever, the world is generally a much more stable and safe place, especially if everyone's abiding by the same set of principles, by the same set of rules and shit. That's I know I went on a little bit
No,
there,
it's
but
good. No, I
that's
mean,
yeah.
I think you make valid points about the way people
Hmm.
are criticizing her, but it's just when you're as good looking as she is, and when you're as politically hot as she is, like,
Yeah, she's
and
really
but
popular still.
she's really popular. It's just it's disappointing. I don't
Of
think
course.
audiences can help but be disappointed by her performance, where it's just like, oh wow, she's really got a lot to learn about foreign policy.
The biggest criticisms of her that I've heard, that I completely agree with, is she needs to be a lot more confident. A
Yeah,
lot
but
more
she's not
confident.
confident because she doesn't have the knowledge stat pad, because she hasn't done the homework herself.
Well,
She's relied on briefings.
sure. Yeah, yeah. I do think if she didn't try to play I what's to everybody's sensibilities, like she comes across like she wants to please every crowd, and
Boom.
that's just not, yeah, that's
Boom.
just not that's just
Boom.
not like,
Boom.
it's
There it
not gonna happen.
is.
Yeah.
There it is. There's the fucking problem. There is the
Yeah.
personality. This is the personality
Yeah.
problem with lefty political leaders.
Hmm.
Is they very often, not always, but very often
Yeah.
are preoccupied with getting you to like them as
Hmm.
opposed to ensuring that you respect them. You
Yeah.
think people liked Dick Nixon in 1968? You think people liked him? No. Only the conservative freak shows liked him, but he won that election mostly due to Lyndon Johnson screwing up Vietnam, but
The
also
72
because
election. Yeah.
19 no 68 when he took office for the first time.
Oh, that's right. Duh.
And then
I'm
he
sorry. Yeah.
and then he won re-election in 72. But they went
Yeah.
back to Dick Nixon because he was respected. He was Eisenhower's vice president. He had been around for a really long time before
Yeah.
he was president. I hate Dick Nixon. You should
Yeah.
hate Dick Nixon too. He
Everybody
did
should.
like he did like three good things when he was in office. He ended conscription, he got us out of Vietnam, and he started the Environmental
EPA.
Protection
Yep.
Agency.
Hmm.
A lot of people don't remember. So
Yep.
even as someone as messed up as Nixon did some good things, he also notified foreign governments before he resigned so that they knew that there was going to be a transition in power. Like the guy respected the power. I don't know if he respected the office. You can't really say that
Hmm.
given what he did, but he respected the power.
Hmm.
And that's the thing is on the left is you have to have a personality that the American public believes can handle the pressure of the power, the pressure
Yeah.
of the office. And I got to tell you right now, man, just based on public appearance and vibe, AOC looks like she's a ways away from being ready for the White House.
Yeah. I agree. Like a million
If
ways to
ever.
Sunday. Well, I mean, it'll definitely take a whole lot more time. Like, I don't like. If anything, she should not remain stagnant for damn sure.
No, she should
Um,
go after Schumer, but that's not for a while,
yes,
unfortunately. She should have
right,
already
yeah,
gone after him.
yeah. I mean, if I don't doubt that she wants to go big, like she wants to just be like, fuck it, we're in an entirely new era of politics. Anything can happen. We're like, it's been an insane past decade. Why the fuck not? That's probably her thought process. I wouldn't be surprised if she ran in 2028, even though she should be taking Chuck Schumer's seat. But in the event that she does run in the primary, she will, at the very least, pull the Overton window to the left, keep the conversation to the left, and hopefully expose the frauds that she'd be running against in the party. Whereas, like, if she were to do that, you do have Brad Neely, who could run for Chuck Schumer's seat instead. The guy who ran alongside Zoran Mamdani and basically like co-endorsed each other for because of the way the ranked choice voting in New York City works. He would probably be a good senator in the case that AOC does run for president, which I still don't think she should. But she is a better choice than Newsom by far and
Oh yeah.
away. A
Oh
million
yeah.
ways to Sunday. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm still searching for the candidate that I'm looking forward to in 2028.
yeah,
I'll probably hold off on that until after the midterm elections,
yeah,
but I'm not really thrilled with the landscape of options that
yeah.
I
No,
see. Not
not
really
really.
excited
Yeah,
about anyone, to be honest with you. Um, so I saw a video from Kyle Kalinske today on John Fetterman talking about how he still respects Trump and MAGA, and I guess this guy's convinced that he cannot hold on to his seat without the support of the MAGA trash in Pennsylvania, which seems
yeah,
pretty fucking selfish, even if that were true. Because he said like Trump didn't violate a court order, and it's like he's violated like over 100 or something.
yeah,
Um, I mean, Fetterman is just one of many. Is just only the most outspoken of many other Democrats who are still caught up. And this will, I think, feed nicely into our conversation that would be relevant for my essays. But still caught up in bipartisanship. They're
Yes.
still caught up in bipartisanship. They still think that bipartisanship is going to actually yield a better America when it has done nothing but hurt us
Hmm.
since really the 80s.
Yeah. Yeah. I couldn't agree more. And I mean, he he needs
Like
to
the
be
politics
primaried.
of the
Hmm.
politics of civility, like it's just it's over. People want to see the bully get punched in the face. And
Yeah.
if you're not ready to be a clenched fist of a Democratic Party primary nominee, then get out of the way. Get out of
Yeah.
the damn way.
Right. And not to mention, I do think. I mean, he should. Fetterman should definitely be primary. It's not surprising at all that he is. You know, he made the switch. He made the. He went back on his progressive campaign roots, I guess you could say.
Yes.
And now, of course, he has to try to appeal more broadly to the right, so he can pick up Republican votes because he's lost probably pretty much all the votes that got him that Senate seat in the first place. So if there's anybody in Pennsylvania that want to run for Senate, maybe preferably someone from the DSA, uh, take Fetterman's seat. Fuck him.
I think he's up for re-election in 2028. Yeah, he's up in 2028. So is Schumer.
I
So
thought, yeah, that's right. I thought he was up for re-election this year. I don't know why.
no, he's up for re-election in 2028.
That's
Um,
right. I remember now. That's right. Yeah.
but yeah, it's just surprising to me to still see people in the Democratic Party just not getting the message from the polls of just like they want you to be partisan as hell. They
Yeah.
the American public wants you to tear them down and to fight back,
Bingo.
even if it's only with your words. And that's kind of where my essays are headed towards, which is how to talk shit to the bully.
Yeah.
You know, the ad hominem attacks are coming, and we're not going to apologize for them because, yeah, your politics in this day and age are an indication of your character, as far as
Yeah.
I'm concerned. Like your quality of your humanity is influenced or revealed, I should say, by your politics.
Yeah.
There is no hiding anymore. If you are a conservative in today's world, you are the problem.
Yes.
You are an agent of evil. Evil only has power if it has agents to execute its agenda. And
Right.
every conservative politician is obviously an agent of evil. But the people that are supporting, and this is the big jump that I think a lot of centrist moderates and progressives, even who don't want to think ill of their common man, have made, is so are the voters. So are the voters.
Yeah.
Like the voters
Or
are
at the very
complicit.
least,
They're complicit.
complicit or indifferent. Yep. Yeah. Or just straight up ignorant. Like, eh, for example, people who talk about voter ID and how we need to pass the Save Act so that way, blah blah blah. It's just like a few big issues with that. For one, voter fraud is a negligible issue. It's like it accounts for like 0.0001% of votes that are actually cast and counted in elections constantly. In each election, you can go back multiple elections, and it's never an actual fucking problem. For two, if you are requiring people to have multiple ideas, not just multiple ideas, but like proof of citizenship, that costs money, and some people don't even have driver's license, so driver's licenses, and a driver's license alone is not enough. Sometimes a passport alone is not enough.
Right.
So you would need to go out and buy proper documentation, or
Just to be able to vote. Yeah.
hopefully you have your birth certificate too. But like these things alone, even if you don't pay for them outright or if you already have them, like if you have to pay for them and the state's not providing them, that is a poll tax. According to the Constitution, that is,
Illegal.
yeah, that's not allowed. So even if it's, I mean, the SAVE Act is actually passed multiple times in the House, and it just did again. It's very, very likely not going to get through the Senate. And if it does, of course, Trump's going to sign it into law, and then immediately the courts are going to have their say in that, and it would be strike down immediately. Who knows how soon it would be, but it's just doomed to fail. It's this thing where if the if Republican voters, but voters in general who don't know any better, they're median voters, they'll actually research these issues. If they just didn't take the word of the pundits that they're following, who regurgitate this shit, and actually look into the legitimacy of voter ID, what it means, and how it does conflict with the Constitution, then like maybe they would have their fucking mind changed. But it's become so pervasive in Republican dogma at this point. It's like, oh yeah, that's like um, one of the factors of being a Republican. You have to believe this certain thing. You have to advocate for this certain thing. It's fundamental to being, even though it's unconstitutional. Shocker, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that they're going that route.
Yeah,
Um, it's just they just don't care about
yeah.
democracy. They just want to win.
It's indifference. It's ignorance. It's whatever word you used earlier. There's another one I forgot.
Yeah, well,
Good place to see.
the theme of my next essay is I'm struggling with the title a lot.
Hmm.
The left's narcissism, the double-edged sword of equality, like we've talked about before, where the left or a lot of people on the left care more about the means by which we achieve change as opposed to just winning.
Hmm.
Um, and so I've come along. My current title is The Narcissism, Ignorance, and Hypocrisy of the Establishment Left. So, with the
Hmm.
most recent essay that I just did, I laid out the three umbrellas: the conservative capitalist umbrella, the neoliberal incrementalist umbrella, and then the progressive umbrella. Now I'm going to have to I'm going to do an episode called Liberal versus Progressive and FDR's Second Bill of Rights. That'll be all about our platform and what we stand for. So that'll be
Hmm.
defining what progressive pragmatism is. But
Yes.
then I think either before or after that, I haven't decided yet. I'm going to do this one, the narcissism, ignorance, and hypocrisy of the establishment left. So
Hmm.
here's the narcissism, ignorance, and hypocrisy. Okay. So the narcissism is baby boomer neoliberalism. Like it is going back to Clintonian politics, whether it
Hmm.
be a continuation of his administration by way of Gore in 2000, or the ultimate limo liberal John Kerry in 2004, and then in 2008 with Hillary Clinton. Okay, yeah, let's get back to more neoliberalism. Let's get back to more greed driven policy. That's GDP. That is what GDP really stands for. I just
Hmm.
made that up. Greed driven policy. That's what Hillary Clinton represented, and that's why she lost in 2008, because Barack Obama came around and talked about hope and change, but brought her ass into his administration when he appointed her Secretary of State,
Hmm.
resurrecting the Clinton years and
Yeah.
keeping them around. So
Yep.
there's more narcissism that she becomes the nominee in 2016 because it's her turn. And then what happens in 2020? They bring back Obama's VP,
Hmm.
Joe Biden.
God, yeah.
More baby
More of
boomer
the same.
narcissism.
More of the same shit.
More baby boomer narcissism. And then even Kamala, his secretary, his vice president, who became the nominee, even Kamala
Yeah.
was a boomer.
Hmm.
So you've got a
Like,
lot of baby boomer. You've got nothing but baby boomer neoliberalism for 32 years coming out of the Democratic Party.
bingo.
And whereas you've got guys like Bernie Sanders who are trying to like establish a new fresh brand for the Democratic Party since 2016,
Hmm.
and he bailed out, or he got squeezed out, I should say.
Yeah. They fucking yeah. They wipe their ass with him and toss him aside, and everything. I mean, it's the Democrats for what it's worth, they are a collaborationist party. Like they still believe in kumbaya bipartisanship because they ultimately all believe in the same thing: continue passing tax cuts for the ultra rich that fund both parties, maintain capitalism's uh, uh, control over the financial system. Greed is the number one virtue that these people serve. It's been pervasive for decades and decades and decades now, and people are pissed. Like even now, like um, this ties into the title of my stream today for tonight's episode. You in fact do not have to nominate Gavin Newsom
Right.
because he just represents that same exact school of fucking thought.
Right.
And more than anything, what he serves and what the neoliberal establishment serves is this, because this person actually commented on one of Hassan's streams saying, because ultimately, long story short, Hassan went viral recently for saying, like, oh yeah,
Yes.
if it came down if it came down to Gavin Newsom and JD Vance, I'm voting for third party, because at that point it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at that point. And he got a lot of shit from these
Yeah.
blue
Blue MAGA.
MAGA,
Yeah.
stupid these stupid fucking neoliberals. And one of these commenters said to Hassan, "Can I just say that this isn't about you not being right in your analysis, because he fucking is. It's about trying to damage your reputation with normie Dems who agree with you on policy but are not sure who can beat Republicans, which is their number one goal. They are trying to keep the left from power by saying we don't actually, the left doesn't actually want to beat the right." And this is exactly what they fucking did in 2016 and 2020 as well. It's like, oh well, Bernie's not electable. We need to elect someone who can beat like fascist Donald Trump and shit. It's just like they will blame the left no matter fucking what. Like they are the scapegoats to these neoliberal motherfuckers.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we
It's
got a
just like,
long ways to go, but go
yeah,
ahead.
it's just, I don't want this to be a repeat of 2016, but that looks to be what they're
The direction we're headed
trying to
in.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and not to mention, um, when I think this time, like, we've kind of learned from the past. Hey, eco socialists, truth is that progressives will stop voting if we are only given the choice between neoliberals. Yes, because
Yes.
like,
That's
yeah, like I'm not fucking beholden to the Democrats. Like I am not a party loyalist.
no.
Like,
I'm a reluctant Democrat. I'm not a
yeah, both
Democrat
of
by.
us.
I'm not. And if you look at the polling, the internal polling for the Democrats, most people are reluctant Democrats.
But yeah,
Like most people are
yeah,
fed up with this party. They're just like, what happened to this party? And the
bingo.
people who really do their homework understand that this was a process that started back in the 90s,
Yeah.
and we need to come to terms with that, which
Hmm.
means generational change. Like that's and it's going to take. I think you're going to see a huge wave in 2028. Like there's going to
Hmm.
be hopefully some progressive victories here in
Yeah,
2026, but
big time.
like Kat Abigazilia in Illinois, I
That's
hope
the
she
thing
pulls
too.
it off. I hope
That
she
that
pulls it off. But we need more like her, and I think we're going to get a lot more like her come 2028.
hmm that's the thing. Now there are more people running now that have a lefty platform than any other time in the Democratic Party. Like, I mean, just take a look at all these special elections alone. There's been multiple progressives that have actually won, even if they're state races or local races, not quite federal races, but that's still to come. That's still a very that's going to it's going to give the establishment a massive headache for damn sure, because they don't want people in there that they can't control.
Control. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, they want people that are good little soldiers that do what they're told and don't have that's and there you go. So that's more of the hypocrisy. So let's get back into this. So the
Hmm.
narcissism is the baby boomer neoliberalism that started in the '90s, and how he kept just putting that up in the form of a
Hmm.
presidential nominee ever since then. We haven't had anyone, including Barack Obama, that did not stand for baby boomer neoliberalism
Hmm.
since we got that starting in the '90s. Um, the ignorance is the superficial knowledge that a lot of Democratic Party voters have about the party and about the policies. A lot of people who voted for Hillary Clinton in 2016 as opposed to Bernie Sanders did so because they they're weak-minded. They
Hmm.
don't have the intellectual fortitude to see that we are capable as a country of doing so much more if we actually have the opposite view of government that the Reaganites had, which is that government is the problem. Government's not the problem. Greed is the problem.
Yeah.
Unregulated greed is the problem. In a personal level, you want to talk about personal relationships because I think this stuff does have a lot to do with personality and how you interact with others. Uh, Regulated competitiveness, right?
Hmm.
Conservatives do not regulate their competitiveness, and so that's why they end up with friends who are all just like them. Now, that's going to get me into the hypocrisy part, which is diversity.
Hmm.
This is the hypocrisy of the establishment left, which is they claim to be the party of diversity, but they do not embrace diversity of thought. They only want aesthetic diversity. They
Big time.
want minorities and women in positions of leadership, but ultimately they do not want diversity of thought with competing opinions. And in our side, the best argument's supposed to win. And
Yes.
that's
Oh no. Did Dieter's power go out? Oh shit. Oh no. Well, that's not good. Uh, well, I'll keep it going here until he makes his way back. But to piggyback on what he's saying, yeah, like the Democrats just want aesthetic diversity. Like you could be black, Muslim, gay, whatever, as long as you're a neoliberal, as long as you're a centrist. Oh, yeah, no, Dita just texted me power outage. I saw the lights flicker before you lost connection. Damn, well, that's shitty. That sucks. Well, I guess I can just keep it going here for a little bit longer. I'm sure he'll probably like join the stream on his phone, possibly, maybe, perhaps. Um, yeah. So it really upset me seeing like the same exact arguments being trot out um that we saw for 2020 and 2016 against Bernie Sanders and against progressives in general because they they obviously they challenge the status quo. And okay, Dieter says he'll get back on as soon as he can. And a lot of the people who are basically Democratic Party cheerleaders, like literally party loyalists, vote blue no matter who, blue MAGA as it were. They just either can't comprehend or they can't comprehend the fact that like people just don't fall in line, and that's the case. Like there's this notion, there's this just idea that everybody's just like at least establishment Democrats have just all, excuse me, I guess agreed upon this unspoken I guess anointing of Gavin Newsom. He's going to be the next one. For whatever reason, I don't fucking know. I really don't know. I really don't understand his appeal. Um And if you aren't on board with that, if you aren't in line with that, then you are you're a Republican or you're helping the Republicans, which is fucking silly. It's fucking stupid. 'Cause here's the thing: if it did come down, just we're doing a hypothetical here. If it did come down to Gavin Newsom versus JD Vance, I fail to see a significant difference in the way that either one would govern, especially if Democrats took both the House and Senate by 2028. And I say that because I have not been convinced whatsoever that Gavin Newsom is powers back. Still waiting to get internet back. Okay, no problem, Deter. Um, Gavin Newsom, I am not convinced that Gavin Newsom in any way would govern in a way that actually benefits people. He would probably fix a few of the things that Trump did, like maybe reestablish the Department of Education, give people back their government jobs, which, yeah, fine, sure, that whatever. Um, but the the deep damage that Trump has done, um,
Check
tarnished
one,
our.
two.
Hey, there he is. Hey,
How
perfect,
are you?
perfect, perfect. Good. Just ranting about Gavin Newsom. Just to finish my thought, if Gavin Newsom got into power, I am not convinced that he would actually fix a lot of the issues that um, that Trump caused, because some of the problems that Trump has caused are so deep rooted they would take years and years to fix, especially when it comes to the economy, especially when it comes to trade, because Trump has forever tarnished our position in the world, the way that our allies, or at this point maybe even once allies, viewed us. They cannot trust us anymore. We have lost all our credibility. And like, who the fuck is what is Gavin Newsom? Who is he? What does he actually stand for? What would he actually do to reverse the damage caused by him? Would he actually pursue everybody in his administration? Would he actually throw some people in jail? I'm not convinced of that whatsoever, because Biden didn't, Merrick Garland didn't. They
Right.
fucking sat on their fucking hands and went over and went after small fry rather than taking down Trump themselves. Like, actually, like, I get it. Like, and this is the brain rot of institutionalism as well. Kamala Harris and Joe Biden respecting agencies, so to speak, and which is totally fine. Like, yeah, the DOJ should not be weaponized as like an arm of the executive branch like Trump is doing now. So going weaponizing the DOJ to go after Donald Trump, it was like that wouldn't look good, even though the fucking right wing said that that's what he was doing anyway. So it's like, it's no matter what you do, like, you're damned if you do, you damned if you don't. So it's like, I just want someone to get in there and fight and actually hold everybody in this administration accountable. It's like JD Vance. I mean, yeah, he'd just be more of the same, but he's not very fucking popular, and he'd be held accountable by fucking a Democrat-led House and Senate. So it's like it's like Bush versus Gore all over again. However, in retrospect, you can say, like, yeah, Gore should have been president instead. And like, if anything, the biggest difference that would be made is, just in case uh, Sotomayor or Kagan were to die in the next 4 years, I'd much rather have Newsom
Yeah. Of
pick a
course.
Supreme Court justice rather
Of
than
course.
fucking JD Vance. But still, the fact that, like, the establishment is willing to fucking put that out there, and their lackeys, their blue dog, blue MAGA fucking online lackeys, are willing to fucking sacrifice the country on an altar just to get fucking Gavin Newsom in there when the primaries haven't even happened. Like fucking shame actual principal leftists like Hassan Piker just because he won't pledge his loyalty to Gavin Newsom. Like, what about him makes him the most appealing and like, oh yeah, that guy. That obviously is going to be the fucking uh, why him? All right, that's enough for me.
Let me just clean up a couple of these chats because I think this is important baseline knowledge to get right. So Eco Socialist says 1990s, the 80s is when the rot of neoliberalism kicked in. Both sides that lived through the 80s, apart from the music and movies, it was a grim time for a leftist. Yes, this is true in
Yep.
terms of neoliberalism infiltrating the Democratic Party, but the Democratic Party wasn't officially neoliberal until Bill Clinton in 1992. And there was a guy named Jerry Brown who was running against him for president in 92. He was the governor of California at the time, and Clinton outplayed him, and it's too bad. Not that
Yeah.
Jerry Brown would have been amazing, but probably
No.
would have been a lot better than Bill Clinton, that's for sure.
Probably, actually, yeah.
And it was Silent Generation and not Boomers who gave us neoliberalism. Okay, Silent Generation politicians, and also the Silent Generation voting bloc was huge. But I'm talking about the line of demarcation as 1980 because that is when the baby boomers became the biggest voting bloc. So they were complicit in the Silent Generation's agenda, which was predominantly motivated by people having investment portfolios from which they planned to live off after they retired. And that's why Reaganomics became so popular in the 80s and 90s because everyone started
Not
retiring and one of their portfolios had really
not to
to perform
mention,
well.
yeah, not to mention the silent generation also lived through the Red Scare.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Hmm.
But boomers and Gen X benefited. Hold on. Boomers and Gen X benefited from the great spoils of neoliberalism. That's true.
Yeah, they got to it
Yeah,
before we did.
yeah. I wouldn't call them. I wouldn't call it fascist light, but I would call it I would call it capitalism light. You know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Here's the thing too that a lot of people don't
But is this true?
understand.
Hold on 1 second. Groypers love Newscomb. That is a red flag for me. Let's not risk. Really?
Yes,
That can't be true. Is that
it's
true?
yes, it's actually kind of really fucking weird. It's I mean, it goes to like just edginess, not believing in anything, and all of them are like really stupid. But it's it mostly has to do with uh I I guess projecting onto him what they personally believe. You know, just because Newsom's that fucking empty of a person, I guess you could say.
Interesting.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know too much about it, but
This is
that
the most important thing that Newsom vetoed a universal health care and a wealth tax. So
yes,
that automatically DQs him for me.
yes,
Like,
one
how can
hundred
you not
percent.
be for, it's just ridiculous.
Yes, and this was actually going to say too. It's like he will throw any demographic or group under the bus if it if he thinks it'll curry him more favor with voters and shit. Like I can't get over how I've only seen clips, but the fact that he just let Ben Shapiro walk all over him when he had him on his show, Gavin
Yeah.
Newsom's podcast and shit.
Yeah, that was
Just like,
ridiculous.
yeah, he is 100% willing to cede any and all ground like that he could.
Just to get someone to like him.
Yes, just for the sake of power because he doesn't have any principles.
Has he
He is
called
a
MAGA
weasel.
fascism? Like, there's going to be a
No,
litmus
no,
test,
of
which I
course
don't
not.
think these nominees. Yeah, I don't think they're realizing that the litmus test is coming. And question number one is going to be, do you think MAGA is fascism? And if your answer is no, then you're DQ'd. And then secondly, for the DSA crowd, the question is going to be, is Israel committing genocide?
Hmm.
And if your answer is no or anything remotely qualified, then you're out.
Yeah.
So I think that those two issues of just fascism is here, we're at war, we need to counterattack, and then Israel's committing genocide and has way too much influence. I think
Yeah.
Whoever says that I'm going to destroy APAC has got my vote. Not only got my vote, got my time. I'll volunteer for them.
Yes. 100%. Like, w- if yeah, Gavin Newsom kind of has the kind of the same problem that we were talking about earlier that AOC has. Like, she's trying to like make everybody from every side like her in some way. Gavin Newsom does that too, except when it comes to the left. Like, he doesn't give a
Right.
fuck about like if leftists like him or not. You know, he's not a working class guy. He doesn't care about fucking unions. Obviously, he's opposed to a wealth tax. He and Ro Khan have butted heads about that. Um, fucking like because that's who he serves. He serves the billionaire class. He serves the oligarchs, the big tech companies, just like fucking JD Vance does. Fucking Gavin Newsom bragged about having a direct line to big tech CEOs. Like I guess they have like special cell phones or something like that that he handed out to each of them. All these big tech and AI companies and whatnot, all throughout Silicon Valley and shit. All of them that are actually based in California, because fucking he just wants to do them all favors.
Right.
That's right, Groove Dragon. That's absolutely right.
One of our watchers from the vertical feed, which is going on. For those of you who haven't, please like, share, and subscribe us
So you got two
to both
different
me and
feeds going.
StatPat. Yeah, there's if they come either the
Uh oh, breaking up a little bit. It is quite stormy here in California.
internet feed
Uh,
or the. Oh no, did I lose you? I'm
Oh, you did for a little bit, yeah. Yeah, this storm's been crazy. I guess it's supposed to get like very low snow in like a couple days, as low as like 1,000 feet. It's crazy. It's been cold, um, but yeah. So you have two separate streams going on your channel at the same time. One's vertical and one's horizontal.
yeah, that's right.
Interesting. Yeah, because like on my end, because like obviously you tuned into my stream, but like I got the horizontal on one side, vertical on the other. Very very interesting. I I wouldn't mind this being the normal format. It'll especially make cutting up shorts really good.
Yeah, it'll make it a little bit easier. Plus, I think for some reason the vertical feed gets a lot of new viewers.
Yeah,
I know a
it's weird,
buddy of
right?
mine that got like a bunch of new viewers because of the vertical feed.
Interesting. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think because everybody like it's like the TikTokification of social media and whatnot. Everything's filmed vertically, and that's how people like naturally hold their phones and shit. So it it's probably more likely to pop up in algorithms because that's just how a lot of it is actually curated nowadays. I mean, even take Instagram Reels and Facebook Reels for example. Like they're the exact same thing.
Um. So back to my draft here, my essay, my notes um, for this
Upcoming essay.
upcoming essay about
Mhm.
narcissism, ignorance, and hypocrisy on the left. We talked about how there's a hypocrisy in diversity, how it's only skin deep. We
Yeah,
talked about how
I actually
there's
touched on that a little bit
good.
while you were while the power went out. I touched on that when uh, you cut out for a little bit. It really is. It is skin deep because like you can have diversity in the Democratic Party. Like you could be black, Muslim, gay, trans, whatever. As long as you are a corporate centrist or neoliberal and you toe the party line, never cross party leadership, never stray from never stray from the status quo. You know, do what the donors
Mhm.
say. Don't upset the lobbyists. You know, can't have that kind. Can't have diversity of opinion too much.
Um, well, so the ignorance was that the bipartisanship is like still the vehicle for successful policy. The narcissism is the presidential nominees for the last 32 years, but also the narcissism is equality.
Hmm.
where we think that anybody and everybody can hold office, and I
Hmm.
just don't think that that's true. I think there should be talent evaluations,
Yeah.
um, and there should be kind of some sort of honest mediator for what people's future is supposed to be like.
Yeah.
Um, Let me see. Yeah, that's the method by which we achieve change can sometimes sabotage that change if it's not, you know, bold enough. If we get caught up in like, oh, it's not a perfect way of going about it. Like for example, I want to bring people together. How many times do you hear that during campaign season? I want to bring people together. It's like, well, no, I want to bring everyone together that's not MAGA. That's the new message, right? Like,
Yes.
no, it's not. I
The
want to work with the
exclusionary.
other
Like,
side.
yeah.
I want to find compromise. It's like, no, I want to crush the other side. I want to make the other side irrelevant. I want to make them
Yes.
regret running for
Like,
office.
honestly, what is the harm in saying, "Oh yeah, I want to bring people together except MAGA." Like, I don't want
Yeah,
anything to do with MAGA. I don't want MAGA to do anything with me because you know that they're not going to vote for you. You know that they're
right.
not like they are so fucking helplessly brainwashed. They don't know their fucking ass from a hole in the ground. Like they see that you're a Democrat. They see that there's a fucking D next to your name. Like you are a fucking radical communist. You're an enemy, and they want fucking absolutely nothing to do with you. Like you are automatically a target for their ire. You know, and the bullshit AI slop, fake generated shit that plagues their feeds that they see every goddamn day. Their algorithms are curated for them to hate you.
Right. But
Yeah,
they don't know
it's
that.
like no, they have no fucking idea. They have no fucking idea. It's crazy. So it's like Democrats should like. I mean, there's no harm in being like MAGA needs to go away. I want nothing to do with them. If you were once a supporter of Trump, you need to sit down, shut up, and listen. You need to understand like this is the way we do things over here. We're not going to cater to extremists. We're not going to cater to ignorance. Uh, Evidence and facts are on our side, and we can demonstrate that we actually care about building a better future for America. We actually do want to fight against the elements, even within our own party, that thrive on stagnation, that don't emphasize building up labor in the working class. We want like we on the progressive left actually want to help you. We want to make your life improve. You know.
Well, oh, here we go. This is what drove me nuts about. I am so sick of campaigns running on vibes and using celebrities while ignoring actual policies. Look at you, Kamala. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you watch my video on the
And then
election,
and Hillary.
then you'll see me talk about a lot about that. How she was doing events with Liz Cheney, and I mean
Yeah.
that's what died in 2024 was bipartisanship. The
Yeah.
prospect of effective bipartisanship is officially dead because that's what Kamala's entire campaign was. I've met
Yeah.
a few Christian nationalists who turned on Trump after the Epstein files release, but for each one, I know 10 more that let it slide. Yeah, here's the thing, here, Christopher.
Yeah.
That this is the point. This is the point.
I mean, it's
I
about
don't
time, but
care. I don't care what they say now. The triple Trumpers I'm talking about.
mhm.
Okay, I don't care what they say now, or even during the midterms, or 2 years from now, or whatever. Okay, the triple Trumpers will find a way back to the GOP. They
Yes.
always do. Okay? I was talking with someone who's a fan of another YouTube show, part of that community, and she was talking about how her working class friends are having moments of clarity. And I'm like, well, are they triple Trumpers? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, well, those moments of clarity won't last then. They're going to find a way back to the GOP. They'll be
Yeah.
like, oh, it's JD Vance this time. It's not Trump. It's new and improved. They will find a way
It's the
back.
same shit. Yeah. He's just like a diet Trump. Like he doesn't just another fucking empty vessel for fucking the big tech oligarchs and Project 2025. Like give me a fucking break. It's a new coat of paint, but it's not the crassness of fucking Trump. You know, it's I it's so mind blowing how after all this time, like now that like the actual evidence is out there, and the left and the liberals have been screaming about this for years and years and years, it's like, why did it take so fucking long? Because like now we actually have files released by Trump's own DOJ exposing so much of it. The fact that Russia Gate ended up being fucking real, and Trump is compromised by Russia. The fact that Trump is compromised by Israel. Uh, the, the, the the fucking fact that Trump was associated with this guy, and countless other people were associated with him as well after he was convicted in 2008 of sex trafficking, and soliciting sex from underage girls. Like that is like that can't be lost. That can't be lost upon all this shit. And it's like you have to choose one or the other. It's either you support the GOP or you're a Christian.
Right.
Yeah. Period. It's that fucking simple.
Yeah, and Latino Funes gets it. Like, I don't think this, again, a lot of the stuff we offer here, guys, isn't like, mind blowingly brilliant. It's just a lot of stuff that comes from having thought about this stuff for a while and coming to terms with the darkness. A lot of people don't want to come to terms with the fact that America is a really dark place right now and has been on and off for the last 10 years. And
Yeah.
if you're friends with people from other countries, they'll all tell you the same thing. If they're educated, they say that we are witnessing the natural implosion of a dominant economy of its day. This is what
Yes.
happens when you have an economy that comes along and crushes it for a long period of time, or in our case, it's a short period of time, and then they implode over because the growth, the prosperity that comes from all that growth is not evenly distributed throughout the population. Ergo,
Bingo.
the population revolts. The
Bingo.
population implodes, and
Yeah.
it can be a good thing. It can be a good thing, and we can come out of it stronger if we shed the leaders. This is
Yeah.
what I'm talking about. This is like where a lot of lefties are afraid to go, is the personal attacks. If you're a baby boomer conservative or a baby boomer neoliberal, if you're a baby boomer politician, period, I don't want you in the game. Get out of the game.
Yeah.
Go be a party elder if you want. But I don't see any value coming from you holding office.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, even Obama, when he went on Brian Tyler Cohen, was like, "Oh yeah, the olds need to go. There's too many old fuckers
Yeah, we should do
in the
I
party."
should do a reaction to that.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's about an hour. Do you have, how do we ban fascists from holding positions of power? That's a good question. We can't in our society. Unfortunately, we can't do
Well,
that.
and
But
that's
we
the thing. Like, yeah, because like ultimately, when it comes down to it, the left does value democracy, and the thing about democracy is it is incongruent with capitalism. And when capitalism runs the entire system, it's constantly in it's constantly fighting with democracy and democratic values and shit. But ultimately, that is what needs to be the bottom line. Like democracy in and of itself needs to triumph, so that way capitalism loses as much power. Because like capitalism and fascism is like buddy 101. Like that has been um that has been the case for decades and decades. Like there's a saying, cut a liberal and the fascist bleeds. The problem with Democrats, and this has been perceived by leftists, rightfully so, for years and years and years now. The Democratic Party will gladly go along with fascist sentiments, basically ceding ground to their talking points instead of holding firm, standing behind labor, the working class, and actually protecting the most vulnerable among us. Because we've seen it time and time again. They will sacrifice the most vulnerable among us just to appease the right. And while that happens, the Overton window continues shifting further right because just both parties care too much about the goddamn culture war. And it's just a distraction from how we are all getting economically fucked by both parties, and both parties are funded by the exact same people to keep that shit happening perpetually.
Right on. Well, that's pretty good for today.
Yeah.
I think that's a good place to end on.
I did want to ask you something
Yeah,
before we take
sure.
off, and thank you guys for joining. Obviously, subscribe to both our channels, Stateless Patriot and Deter McBusiness, and also follow us on Instagram and Blue Sky. Have you? We've talked about Game of Thrones before. Have you watched the new series, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms?
No, is it good?
It's actually really fucking good. It's
Good.
actually. I don't. Did you ever watch House of the Dragon?
Yeah.
Okay, it's better than that. There's only
Wow.
yeah, we're only 5 episodes in, and already it feels like more like Game of Thrones than House of the Dragon does.
Nice. Well, House
Like,
of the Dragon was just like, oh, dragons are everywhere. Yay.
yeah,
Like, you know.
it's a decent show. Like I'm still waiting for season 3, but this new series because I kind of wrote it off. It was just like this
Well, the
another.
way the way Game of Thrones ended was historic. I don't know if I
Mhm.
don't think Hollywood's still recovered from the failure that was Game of Thrones season 7.
Right,
Or was
yeah.
it
Well,
season
season
8? I don't
eight,
even
season eight,
remember.
yeah,
Yeah, it
it
was season
was.
8.
Yeah, but because I kind of wrote it off because it's like, I mean, this might just be like a throwaway series. Hell yeah, yeah. Tune into this space as well. Um, but I started watching it because I noticed a lot of people like really praising it. Like, oh wow, this is actually like really fucking good. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll check this out. And the hype is real. Like it starts off a little slow, but as it goes on, you're just like, oh, like you start noticing familiar things, and we're on like a major cliffhanger right now, and we're all waiting for episode 6 because episode 5 is fucking incredible. Um,
Nice. Well,
absolutely
I'm looking
think.
forward to binging it.
Yeah, thank you, reference frame. Really appreciate it. And here's the thing too: episodes are only like half hour plus.
Right. I saw
Yeah,
that. Yeah, they're not even
yeah,
half an
yeah,
hour. Yeah.
yeah. So they're in and out, no problem. And a really cool little factoid. On IMDb, episode 5, which is the most recent episode, is one of the only episodes in television. I think probably the only one next to Ozymandias from Breaking Bad that has a 10 out of 10 rating. And I was like, "Holy shit!
Really.
That is an unbelievable fact." Honestly, maybe as time goes on and more reviews come in because like it was at like maybe like 1.3 thousand, it might go down. But I mean, it really is fucking incredible. Either way, worth your time.
Awesome. I'll check it out, man. I love it. I love it.
Oh
All
yeah,
right. Well, thank you guys for watching. As Stat Pat said, I will be on this space and on here tomorrow at 4 o'clock Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern with my buddy Alex Haha of Devil's Advocate Productions. And I'm going to try and go live more frequently, like on a more of a daily basis if I can. But it's hard, man. Like, it's
I
just
get it.
hard.
I
But
get it.
until
Yeah.
then, I'll let you have the last word, Stat Pat. But until then, my people, please remember that you don't get change in America by asking nicely.
Thank you all so much. Make sure you guys are subscribed and check out Peter's channel and his appearance on this space tomorrow. See you guys next week.
All right, y'all. Peace.